is going to be the topic of my talk today, to introduce you to the Constitution, the key to the Constitution. The key to the Constitution of India is the preamble to the Constitution of India. My illustrious predecessor, Mr. Nikhil Dey, has already put a slide also. He has spoken about the preamble. So I am not going to repeat what he has said. I would like to put it in a separate jacket. In a nutshell, the preamble speaks what our Constitution gives us. I would like to describe them as Navaratnas, the 9 gems the Indian Constitution has given. I would request you to repeat what I say. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India as a sovereign, so this is the first Ratna, sovereign, socialist, second Ratna, secular, third Ratna, democratic republic. And give unto ourselves, I'll tell you what other Ratnas are. So, the first 4 Ratnas, you should be, sovereignty is the first Ratna. In the constitutional parlance, it is now known as a basic feature of the Constitution. This is the pillar of our Constitution, which nobody can change, not even the mighty Parliament can change. So that is why it is called a basic feature. I would like also to remember 2 aspects. Number 1, basic feature. The other one is the fundamental right. These concepts will have to be understood to practice constitutionalism. Now, basic feature is that feature of our Constitution which cannot be altered, which cannot be changed, which cannot be abrogated, which cannot be amended. So all these 9 gems are those basic features. As distinguished from basic feature is another concept, namely fundamental right. Fundamental right is a concept which is found in part 3 of our Constitution, which enables the citizens of this country to exercise these rights irrespective of the obstruction from social, governmental, legislative or executive hurdles. Why is it called fundamental? It is called fundamental for the simple reason that unlike other rights like customary right, like statutory rights, which can be altered, which can be changed by a law made by the Parliament or the legislature, a fundamental right is so strong, is so basic, that if a law is made abrogating it or offending it, then that law will be void. Not the right. The right will continue to exist, you can exercise. So that is why it is called a fundamental right. So sovereignty is a basic feature. I will not trouble you more with it because subsequent with the limited time given, the next Ratna is very important, namely socialism. Socialist, we have a socialist India. What does it mean? It means our society, our government, our economy is not a capitalist society or a capitalist economy. On the other hand, it is socialist in nature, which believes in the maximum welfare of the maximum number of people. I'll elaborate later while taking you to another concept. Then comes the next Ratna, the third one, secularism. Secularism, my friends, is one of the most precious gems of our Constitution, the basic pillar of our Constitution. Why? Because Unlike the monoculture countries where democracy was born, India is a plural society. It is a land of many religions. It has given birth to many religions. It has given shelter to many religions. We have as many as 9 organized religions. If all of them should live together, if all of them should coexist peacefully, the Constitution provides a formula about which I'll again speak later. So that is secularism. Then comes democracy. Democracy, you have all heard so many times. This is a government by the people, for the people, of the people. Mr. Nikhil Dev was mentioning about certain litigations in the Supreme Court against giving social welfare measures to the people. He is very much right. Because our democracy ensures that this is a government for the people, for the welfare of the people, adding socialist to build a socialistic pattern of society. So this is democracy. And the next, fifth gem, fifth Ratna is republic. Republic as distinguished from a hereditary office, an elected government. Government elected by the people, either directly or indirectly. Be it our president, vice president, prime minister, they are all elected people. As distinguished from the monarchy which prevails in United Kingdom, or the monarchy which prevailed in India prior to India becoming independent. So these are the 5 features of our government, basic Ratnas of. These are about the society, about the government, about the nation. What about us? So we give unto ourselves. What do we give? This is where you have to be more attentive. These Ratnas are your Ratnas. I'll take you to the first one. All over the world, constitutions give 3 very important rights: liberty, equality, fraternity. But our constitution gives, ahead of all other features, justice. This is literally unknown in other countries. Why justice? And what kind of justice? There you see, it speaks of 3 forms of justice. 3 forms of justice. Justice social, justice economic, justice political. Justice social, as I told you, all the religions, they have to get equal justice. There should be justice between the religions. And more importantly, India is a structured society of over 5,000 castes which are sitting one over the other, unlike you sitting one by one, side by side. So this has to be this hierarchy, as Baba Sahib Ambedkar described, a society of graded inequality, of ascending order of reverence and descending order of contempt has to be dismantled. So social justice, reservation, or other benefits that are given, they come under that. Economic justice. This is very important. Now people condemn freebies as something which is rolled out from the treasury for undeserving people. No, Constitution guarantees welfare of all people. Constitution guarantees justice for all the people. Kindly imagine this. Yesterday, 54 lakh people traveled free on account of the benefit given by the Karnataka, allowing women to travel free in government buses. Okay. Now, why are they traveling now? Why were they not traveling before? Because they did not have the wherewithal to exercise their freedom of movement, which is a fundamental right. So they are liberated from the shackles that prevented them from exercising this liberty of movement. So that is free travel for women. Likewise, every woman will get 2,000 rupees per month so that she is no longer under the mercy of her husband or father or brother for her basic needs every month. Then every unemployed graduate gets 3,000 rupees per month. Every household gets 200 units of electricity free. And every family gets 10 kgs of rice every month free. Liberty from hunger, liberty from the shackles that prevented them from exercising their fundamental rights. Now, nobody questioned when lakhs of rupees were waived off for a handful of corporate houses. Just over the last 5 years, it is estimated over 14 lakh crore rupees is waived off. Nobody questioned it. Karnataka is spending hardly 55 crores to enable its citizens to enjoy their constitutional freedoms, to celebrate their constitutional liberties, to exercise their freedom of movement, so on, so forth. So that is economic justice. Then political justice. You have cast a vote. How many of you have cast a vote in your own college? No. Should there be no political freedom in your own college? Have you ever asked that you should have the right to vote? You should have the right to elect your representatives? I request you to kindly note two cases. One is University of Kerala versus parents and principals. A 2004 or 6 decision, Supreme Court has enabled every college to practice democracy in its institutions. Another case of importance decided by the Kerala High Court. It is St. Joe's versus Kerala University. These two cases you should study. So that is about political this thing. Then I'll quickly run through these things. Liberty is the next gem about which all of you are more familiar. I will not do it. Equality, remember two things. Our constitution first prevents any spread of inequality, socially, economically, culturally. How does it achieve it? By prohibiting discrimination. So spread of inequality is stopped, and then to bridge the gap, there is a further equality given, that is to bridge the gap by various means. So that is equality. And then fraternity, about which the illustrious speaker in the morning has already highlighted. I will not tell you. So these are the 9 gems. I request all of you to make it a point. Many of you may be reciting the religious texts, may be reciting something else, but make it a point. Every morning, I request every one of you to recite the preamble to your constitution before you start your work, before you set out of your home, before you set out for your study. And preferably, you recite it in your own mother tongue so that it will go deep into your personality, so that all of you will become the best citizens of this country to build a new, modern, constitutional India. I would like to end it by saying one thing. Our constitution is the best constitution in the world. The average life of a constitution is just 17 years in the world. But our constitution has already survived for 73 years. Look at the constitutions of other nations, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Myanmar. We can feel proud of ourselves. We the people have the best constitution. Thank you very much.